Good morning, everyone. This is Liz Davis. I am a nutritionist and I specialise in digestive health for busy women. So I help busy women fix their reflux, bloating, digestive problems, IBS, SIBO, and so on. Any associated hormone problems, chronic fatigue, etc., which can sometimes be traced back to what is or is not going on in your gut that should be. And I do this with state-of-the-art gut testing, hormone testing, and any other testing we might need to get a very clear plan together so we can start to alleviate the symptoms properly. So with reflux, it might seem like the logical thing that's going on is that you've got too much acid in your stomach, but this is actually not normally the case. These symptoms tend to come about because of low stomach acid, which might seem weird and not the case at all, but it is actually normally what is triggering the situation to start with. And I will explain why, and 6 other reasons why you may be experiencing reflux symptoms, acid reflux, and what you can do to go about alleviating this. So if you're taking antacids or PPIs or H2 blockers or whatever on a long-term basis, this can actually be having a detrimental effect on the situation and potentially creating this kind of vicious cycle going on. So that's not to say that these medications don't have a place. They absolutely do. They can be very useful for short-term occasional bouts of reflux, and you know why you're getting it and what's triggering it and so on and so forth. But if you're taking them long term, that can start to aggravate the symptoms that you're getting. In addition to that, if you've got prolonged low stomach acid, it's going to really hinder your digestive process, because you need your stomach acid and your pepsin and so on to make sure that you're digesting your food properly. And if you're not, you can end up with nutrient deficiencies, diabetes, fatigue, etc., and all those other things that you could associate with not having enough acid going on, not digesting and absorbing particularly well. So in addition to that, you have to contend with the side effects that those medications have anyway. So they can cause in and of themselves constipation, diarrhea, nausea, low appetite, etc. So you could get additional symptoms just by using those particular medications anyway. The real trick is to get to the root cause of what's going on and fix the problem properly. This is if it's, of course, an ongoing situation for you. PPIs particularly are going to decrease levels of stomach acid and pepsin. So if you're not creating enough pepsin or stomach acid, then you're not going to be digesting your protein properly. So your protein is going to be going through your digestive system in big chunks, bigger than should be going through. This can damage your digestive system and cause bloating, which then puts pressure on the sphincter in between your stomach and your esophagus, and then that can allow acid to start creeping up again. So you can end up in, as I say, a vicious cycle situation. So here are a few reasons, and 6 reasons that may be behind your reflux symptoms. First up, hiatal hernia. This can often be picked up during our routine, well, not routine, but if you go in for investigation with endoscopy or whatever, they can find out if you have hiatus hernia, which is where you've got a section of stomach pushing up through the diaphragm. This is often a reason for reflux symptoms. You may be eating meals which are too large. If you eat too much in one sitting, that puts pressure on that sphincter, which can allow acid to creep up into your esophagus. Next up, you could be eating too much of the wrong food. For example, you could be eating too much carbohydrate, but that kind of food may have been suitable for you before, but maybe now you're older, you don't need all that carbohydrate, for example. It's not necessarily that it's completely wrong food. It could be wrong food for you now. It could be the right food for somebody else. So there's no one size fits all here. So it's always worth doing a bit of investigation. So you may also have dysbiosis, because if you have dysbiosis, That can cause bloating, so you've got an imbalance going on between your bacteria and there's a bit of a battle going on in there. That can bloat again, putting pressure on the sphincter. The same with SIBO. SIBO is notorious for causing horrendous bloating and discomfort. So if you've got that big tummy that gets progressively worse through the day, and that is applying pressure to the lower esophageal sphincter as well, then that could be the root cause of your problem. So there's a few avenues there that certainly would need exploring. In addition to that, there could be intolerances. There could be food intolerances causing it. It could be caused by caffeine. That's a common one, coffee, tea, etc. So also, if you start to lower your stomach acid, then that can give rise to bugs as well, creeping down, salmonella and so on, creeping down further into your digestive system, because of course you haven't got that very acidic environment which is hostile to all these bugs and would knock them out otherwise. So that's another point to bear in mind as well. So what you could try is, as I say, look into maybe exploring to see if you're eating the wrong food for you, if you're eating too much food, too much of the wrong food, etc. You could try reducing refined grains, so white breads, white pastas, white rice, etc. That could be a trigger for you. And then replacing it with more high fibre foods, so foods in their natural state, root vegetables, lots of greens, fruits, vegetables, etc. So switching one out for the other. Reducing sugar may be helpful for you. So it could be that you could tolerate sugar previously, maybe you're not tolerating sugar so well now. And also you might want to try eating maybe probiotic foods, but probiotic foods, be warned, they can add to the problem. And if you're adding to the problem because you're adding bacteria in, maybe there's bacteria that's causing a problem, you could increase the bloating. That's where it's very useful to test and find out what's actually going on. Okay, so that's the reason why it may not be high stomach acid after all that's causing your problems, and you may want to try some alternative routes to fix the issue, and a few kind of pointers to try and get things resolved for you. Okay, I hope you found that useful. If you did, do like and share, and I shall see you next time. Okay, bye.